when I make a decision and I go back on it. I don't remember how I said it, but it was one of these things is, when I stop thinking, doing it for my heart and not for Avery, what's best for him, please remind me, right? Because I know I'm going to want to go back on what I say. And just bring me back to that. And I don't remember how I phrased it. And Masha brings it up, often to me, like, Nikki, this is one of those times that you told us to remind you that you made this decision. So you need to stick with that because this was the decision that you made. Because when you're in that crisis, it's easy to make the decision. But when you're in that crisis, and I'm going to see that, line going flat, I'm going to want them to do chest compressions. I know I am. But I have to say, I made this decision. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to do it when the time comes, but I want to be reminded of that. And that's when I need palliative care to say, Nikki, you made that decision already. And because I know what's best for Avery.
And when you're surrounded by medical technology and providers that know how to kind of do all those things, I think it's hard to remember
that paper that you signed.
And your love and your care and your parent role that you've so beautifully exercised over so many years. So, and again, it's different for different families. So some families may say, I need you to do that in the hospital until I know, that for me, if that's unsuccessful, then I know I've gone there. But to help families really take that apart in terms of what's right for them and their child, particularly with all they've been through. I mean, Avery's another example of he's been able to live with his central lines and with artificial nutrition and hydration.
Since he was a baby.
And yet for some kids, they're, maybe when they're 20, it may be at different points that kind of intervention is causing more harm and suffering and really isn't benefiting them. So we want parents to know that there's not just one way, there's not just one answer. It's kind of putting it all together for that child and for that family.
Yeah.